My name is Federico and I'm self-employed. I used to suffer from severe anxiety. I had a lot of obsessive thoughts. I had some OCD symptoms as well. I was socially very awkward, I guess I would say. And it was difficult for me to basically enjoy my life, enjoy my day-to-day existence. Those issues were actually impacting my life in a sense of like I wasn't really able to enjoy the things I was doing, like every day. Every day would be just like torture. Every day would be dissatisfaction, like constant dissatisfaction. Every day would be constant disappointment in myself, in other people, in the world, in basically everything that there is. So I retired completely. Basically, I was very introverted. I was very alone as well. I mean, I didn't interact socially that much. Those problems, I would say, made me feel very anxious, like my own mind. I would just believe everything I think, and I would always feel this constant anxiety and um, kind of like desperation as well. But I couldn't really explain it. I couldn't really understand it, why it was there in the first place. It was just there, and it seemed like there was nothing I can do about it. I had constant anxiety on a daily basis for like many hours every day for years basically. I would have obsessive thoughts that just wouldn't let me just enjoy myself. But I always tried to find solutions, but I never really succeeded. I was hoping you would be able to help me, but I didn't really know what the result would be really actually, because I didn't experience the result. I just knew myself the way I was back then, and I thought that was normal. I thought it was normal to have lots of anxiety every day. I thought it was normal to be obsessive about things and to always obsess about the future and to always be scared of the future. I thought that was just everyone's reality. So I guess I hope that maybe you gave me some relief from that. I was never actually really afraid to ask outsiders for help. So I wasn't really ashamed about it. I was just like, okay, I have these problems, I have these issues, I want them fixed, I want to get them done, and I don't have to feel any shame. I don't have to think that it's bad to ask for help. So that wasn't really difficult for me. Well, actually, I tried many therapies before meeting Sky. I saw a psychotherapist in San Francisco. I saw a couple of therapists, also psychiatrists in Switzerland as well, and countless Buddhist teachers in Asia, and different life coaches as well in the States. And I did a lot of meditation. I did many years of Buddhist meditation practice intensively as well, like every day for hours. And I also tried pharmaceuticals, drugs. Also, they didn't really help at all. Actually, they made things almost worse, I would say. And I tried many different approaches. Yes, I would say. Ultimately, I would say that I was actually quite unhappy with the results of those attempts because they didn't really get me anywhere. It was more like a small band-aid on a broken bone. That's I think that's a good analogy. So they didn't really do anything. Maybe short term, yes, but ultimately I would always fall back into the same patterns, and I would never be free of those. So ultimately I would say that I didn't really do anything much. Not really. I've noticed improvements in the sense of like my overall happiness. So my day-to-day happiness, I mean, I can measure that, right? I can write down in a diary like how I feel on a daily basis, and I also did that for a while. And now overall I would say that I feel much better than before. Like I don't have obsessive thoughts anymore. I'm not that afraid of the future anymore. I don't have any anxiety left. I don't think I do. I almost never notice anxiety anymore now. So that's pretty great. And in social circumstances, I can do pretty much whatever I feel like doing, which I was never able to do that ever before. So actually, it's a really massive improvement, I would say. I would also say that overall, I'm just much happier than I ever was before, except maybe as a child when I was 8. But otherwise, I would say that I've never been this happy in 20 years at least, I would say. If I look at my daily life on a day-to-day basis, I would say that that's 100, 200% true. I feel that I feel that Sky was very effective in handling the issues because he would always be on point. He would always go straight to the point that mattered the most, which I was unable to see. I was unable to realize. I was unable to accept. And so he made sure that I was able to realize those truths about me and accept them as well. I just feel much better than before. I mean, I cannot even understand the difference. I mean, it's so vast, really. I mean, it's my whole existence, my whole experience of the world, my whole experience of myself has changed so much that that now if I look back, it's just like a funny period. I mean, it's very silly. I feel like it was. I feel now that it was very silly to actually have had all of those issues that they don't make any sense to my brain right now. Like zero. It's quite amusing and funny for me right now. So, but otherwise, yeah. Otherwise, I feel great. I mean, there's there's nothing really not to feel great about. I would say that working with Sky is not very easy on an emotional level. I mean, but that's the challenge kind of it. So that you really face yourself, that you really face whatever issues you have, and then really accept and realize that what you believed about yourself, about the world, about everything, about existence, about everything, is pretty much mistaken, or it has faults in it. You know, right? So if you're able to eliminate those faults, so if you're able to resolve those faults, then everything becomes better, everything becomes great, everything becomes this massive potential of happiness that you were not even able to realize before, that you wouldn't even be able to imagine it at all, really. There is nothing better that they can do for themselves than working with Sky. I can definitely say that. Well, I would say absolutely you should do it. Absolutely you should work with Sky if you want to improve your life, if you want to improve your happiness, your internal happiness, independent of what's happening outside. So independent of whether you get the nice girlfriend or the beautiful car or the nice house or the 20 million in the bank account. I mean, that's kind of like unrelated, or kind of like not, I would say, exclusively important. I think it's a great privilege to work with Sky. I think there's huge potential in that. So if people are just able to stick in and just not give up on it, then they will get results. I would say beyond their understanding, beyond their current understanding. Yes. So that's something pretty amazing.